Okay, it is time. So, big exciting things today for this video. Okay, so not as exciting as I hoped it would be, but we are reopening the garage gym. The warmer weather is coming. I'm not going to lie though, I did hope that it was going to be a little bit nicer today. It was supposed to hit like 11 degrees Celsius, which, if you don't go by Celsius, Fahrenheit, that would be a quick Google search and you'll find your answer because I have no idea. But what I'm going to do before I start kind of assembling and organizing the gym the way that I need it, because I like to film content while I'm working out in here. And I'm trying to focus a little bit more on better lighting, getting better angles, things like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all of this out, and then I'm going to give it a quick sweeping, just clean it up a bit, and then we'll get on with the actual assembly of the home gym. Okay, so step number one is done. We have everything cleared out. Most of this stuff, so during the winter, unfortunately, the garage is not heated, so it is just too cold to work out in here during the winter. So we kind of use it for some storage of things that normally we would have in the house potentially. So now that'll kind of move back into the house where we had our little workout area downstairs. It just kind of swaps places. So now I'm going to give it a quick sweeping, get rid of all these loose leaves, and yeah, just kind of try to clean it up, not have it so dusty. And then we'll start kind of moving things around, and I'll show you what equipment makes up my home gym. It's not a ton of stuff, but it gets the job done, that is for sure. So I'm going to do a quick sweeping, and then we'll see you for the rest. Okay, so everything's been kind of swept and cleaned up. Everything's still pretty dusty, so we'll come and just kind of wipe it down and clean everything up with just like a bucket of warm water, and just finish off, and then go around the edges, and probably just with the shop vac just suck up any cobwebs that I missed, anything like that. But in terms of setting up for the gym, I want as much natural lighting as possible. It gets really warm in here anyway, so if I can have the garage door open, that'd be great. So I'm thinking I might do it from a sideways perspective. I wanted it more so on front, so initially this would be kind of rotated another quarter turn, just to kind of have the appearance of me being able to walk out. But we'll see. Not sure. I want it that way. That way, if I leave it sideways, So if I leave it sideways like this, then I can use the pull-ups without smashing my head on anything and being nervous about that. So I think I'm going to leave it how it is right now. But that being said, first piece of equipment I want to talk about is my squat rack. So I just have a squat cage. I like having this because then I can also bench inside it, and I can set up my safety rails so that even though if I don't have a spot that day, I still can adjust it to a point where I'm pretty darn close to touching it on my chest. And then can always just kind of drop my chest in to just let it safely land on the rails. But so squat rack is definitely one of the more expensive purchases that I made, but honestly, for me, I do my main lifts. So I do squats, deadlifts, bench press, overhead press. I can do all of them within this cage. So this is definitely the main purchase. Heavy bag is just kind of one of those things that I've always had around. Honestly, lately I haven't been hitting it too much because I find when I do, it hurts my joints. So I need to work into it slowly. But I've always had it, honestly, since our college days. Even before that, when I was in high school, I had a heavy bag in the basement. So I was always hitting that. So just form of cardio. I have my weights. And then so in here, I have just different resistance bands. I have my fat grips, but I have just your typical tube resistance band. And then I also have some looped ones, so I can adjust resistance on certain exercises, whatever it may be. But that is basically all that is just different variations of resistance bands. In these two totes, it's more so martial arts stuff. So I have like kick pads in there. I have focus mitts. I do have so I have two battle ropes. One is in that. So usually I only use one because I don't have enough space to just lay out both of them anyway. So I usually just wrap one around the heavy bag and just use one rope. But there are two in there. My weight plates. And then for dumbbells, I literally just have these right here. So they're just adjustable dumbbells. So I literally just throw plates on them to get them to my weight. The only downside to that is I don't have a lot of different sized plates. So I have to get a little bit creative and kind of fiddle with things to get it to the proper weight that I want for doing dumbbell exercises. Therefore, to be honest, I tend to not do them as much as barbell movements or body weight movements or banded movements. So dumbbells are kind of my last resort when it comes to that. But they get the job done. Eventually, I would rather invest in something like the Bowflex dumbbells where they're just the adjustable, make it so much easier, so much faster for me. But for now, that is what I'm using. Okay, so brought in a couple other things. So one being the barbell. So 45-pound Olympic barbell is key. And then I also have this adjustable bench. So it goes from decline to a fully seated. You can adjust the seat, but extremely handy for when I'm doing different variations of bench. I also have two kettlebells, so 30-pound kettlebells. I'm leaving one inside for now because it's still chilly. It might be a little too cold some days to come work out in here. So I'm going to leave one inside. That way I can keep doing just like my daily exercise inside on days where I don't have time to come out here and kill an hour. I also have a mat. I'll show you that. Thick rubber mat that I do my deadlifts on so that I'm not wrecking the concrete. But that is pretty much it for gym equipment. I mean, it's not a crazy amount of things, but at the same time, it gets the job done. I can have a very effective workout with just this equipment. So it works for me. I'm also very excited to start filming some of my workouts and things like that because it's one of the things that I just enjoy doing and try to motivate in terms of that. It's also nice to look back on my lifts and see how I've improved or potentially regressed. I know when I start back working out again, it's going to be a bit of a struggle and I'm going to be very weak because everything I've been doing up to this point for the past couple months now has all been body weight, um, just kettlebells, more so conditioning training. So I'm not going for any 1 rep maxes. I'm not going for any heavy triple set, like triple reppers or anything like that. So it's it's been very much so more along the lines of cardio and conditioning and less about actually activating and hypertrophy and just growing the muscles. So it's going to be exciting to kind of get back into it and start kind of seeing where my baseline is now after having months of not lifting, like even before I started just like working out at home and doing those types of things. Like I wasn't as consistent with my lifts, and when I was doing much more like your typical bodybuilder type of workouts where, you know, higher repetitions, a little bit lower weight. So this is going to be exciting to see where my strength is held and how much I can get that up and how long that takes. So it should be some kind of almost reverting back to some newbie gains, which is, it is what it is. I'm happy with how things have gone so far. I feel like my conditioning actually has gotten a lot better. I've been doing some running. I've been doing just random exercises throughout the day to failure. So I've been pushing my cardio a lot more. So yeah, but hopefully you like this video. Just wanted to show you my setup, kind of how I operate with this, and then I'm excited to show you future videos of my workouts. But hopefully this makes you realize you don't need a ton of stuff to get a good workout in. And in the coming videos, I will show you what I do to get effective workouts. So make sure to give this video a like, comment down below if you think there's anything I should add or any other good recommendations. I would love to hear what your thoughts are on maybe some other things. I do have some cardio equipment. So downstairs I have a treadmill and I have an exercise bike. I'm going to leave those in there just because I like having them just right in the house for cardio. But yeah, leave a comment if there's anything that you would recommend I add to this. I would love to hear it. And then make sure to subscribe to the channel because we are about to set out some cool videos, some cool fitness ones. Again, going back to more so my mental health journey, and then parenting and, you know, just being a great partner. So hopefully you like the videos so far. And until next time, peace.